I say to leaders everywhere, both in government, the public sector, and the private sector, that we have something unprecedented ahead of us. So we've dealt with baby boomer generations. Even before them, you had a silent generation. You could almost see the similarities between those two generations. They were not too far from each other. They were just different. They were differentiated by the experience of, say, the 1929 Depression and then the Second World War, maybe the First World War. So they're pretty much of the same family. And then we move into the millennials. And millennials, you know, they were different on many levels, but you could still underscore their similarity with baby boomers on many levels, right? Apart from the fact that they had youth at their disposal, right? But we have something we've never experienced before in the combination of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And I'll tell you what it is. It's called options. Options. You see, and I've said this time and again. In 1980, if you want to see pornography, that is, you made a choice to be foolish for 2 hours. Let me go and watch pornography. Adults having sex openly. I want to do that. In 1980, for you to do that, you will need about a month of planning. You are just trying to be stupid for 2 hours. First of all, you don't have video recorder in your house, right? Your father and your mom must be middle class for you to have a video recorder in your, and they must be conscious, exposed middle class. Otherwise, they will have money, they won't think of video recorder. So you don't have, even if you have the video cassette, because video cassette at that time was like a book. It's like a novel in your hand, Vitamax and VHS. Where are you going to watch it? If you are able to make it from renting the book, the video cassette from the video club, to now move it successfully from the video club to your house with quite a lot of drama. Don't forget, all you are trying to do is to be stupid for 2 hours. And then you are going to think and think of how to, because somebody will see you with the video, what's in your hand? Yeah. I mean, you have to use all kinds of style to travel with the video cassette from the video club to your house. Then you get to your house, there's only TV in one sitting room. Today you have TV in every room, even in the kitchen. In 1980, there's one big TV in the sitting room. It's like a house. It even has a door. People even keep checks in it. They lock the door. You will practically enter the house to watch the TV. And if you know the architecture of homes in the 80s, the sitting room is always right opposite the room of the dad. You get what I'm saying? So once daddy comes out, he's looking at the TV like this. So where will you have the privacy to sit down in that place and watch that thing? So you must create tranquility to watch pornography in the house. Before everybody now leaves the house, to find that tranquility will take another 2 weeks. All you are trying to do is watch pornography for 2 hours. And it's taking planning. That's if you have the money to afford the video club rentage for 2 weeks. That's why all the video clubs died. Because people were renting what they couldn't pay for. Right? And then you finally made it. You are not in the sitting room, you are watching it. Fast track to 2020, 2022. A young man wants to watch pornography. It's a button. In less than a second, you just need to push porn. Boom. Over 1 million videos are going to appear to him. So I hear adults today say that our children have lost their values. They say values have been eroded. When we were younger, how can you be doing this kind of thing? You know, it's such an oppressive thought and a complete disconnect from the reality of Gen Z and Gen Alpha today. Because the reason why you could have those so-called values was not because you were a great person. It was because you didn't have options. First of all, there were no 24-hour TV to even start. You start watching TV at 5 o'clock, and by 11:15 it's off, news cap. Your only station was NTA. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you come from school, there's nothing to do. You must go and do chores. There's nothing else to do. There's no TV to start with. So there's nothing like, stop watching TV of young people today. There was no TV. There were no computer games. TV was 4 o'clock. Life was terribly slow. The options were little. You didn't have so many things that young people have today. What has happened to young people is not, even if you want to be crazy in 1980, you are going to work hard to experience that craze, if you know what I'm saying. Young people don't need to take one movement to experience that same craze on a wilder tip, on a higher level, because technology has given them options. So if anything, for everything you try to do in 1980, for every one thing you try to do, young people have 1,000 options to doing it today. So instead of persecuting young people, and don't forget that anything you persecute grows, because persecution strengthens resolve, builds regimentation, and grows community. All those who persecuted the gay movement, they saw what happened to it. You persecuted Christianity, it blew. You persecuted Islam, it blew. Anything, you persecute a girl and say, don't go to party, she's going to go. The only way to relate with human beings is through inspiration, reasoning, and guidance. If you persecute anything, that thing is going to grow. Whether it's a girl in the house, or your son, or a system, or a staff, they are going to grow in the opposite direction of what you want. Never forget that. Now, to shift that, what has happened to young people today is options are broadened. So they should be pitied. There should be a sympathetic resonance towards young people, because they have more options than they can possibly undo. So they are endangered mightily by the sea of options they have. To everything you mention, young people have over 1,000 options to approaching that thing. Meanwhile, their capacity to take decisions have not been improved by the generation before them. The generation before them is busy persecuting them. So what has happened to Gen Z? One, there is an incredible position on freedom. It's what I feel, it's how I see. You have to understand that. They are demanding transparency. You can't tell a young person, don't worry, that's just what I believe anymore. You say, why though? Those days when your parents are growing up, they say, when my mother looks at me with one eye, I get the message. If you go and look at today's young people, they will say, Mom, what's wrong with your eyes? You are looking somehow. Why is your eye turning anyhow like this? Something is wrong with you, Mom. That's what they're going to tell you. It's not going to work. Television has given them what I call counterpart understanding. Young people in Lagos now see how young people of their age behave in America, in Japan, in Britain, at the push of a button. Hollywood is the new university. We just don't know. What is taught, what is shown in Hollywood is more powerful than every university in the world combined. So the world has changed. Young people have learned freedom. They've seen advocacy. Their history, you know, when Mandela was around, there was not a Mandela before him. When Gandhi was around, there was no Gandhi before him. When the Cuban Revolution was being executed, there were no revolutionaries before them, right? Now young people have a history. They now know about Mandela, how he said no. They know about Cuba. They know about all kind of revolutions in the world. They know about different things, even the negative ones, the positive ones. They know everything. Now they are making choices based on the content of history that we have bequeathed to them. So when they sit in your company as employees, you have to come with inspiration. You can't come with persecution. So I tell leaders today, do 3 things with young people you lead. Number 1, provide clarity. Provide clarity. Be a coach. Assume what they don't know and provide clarity. Lace your provision with inspiration. Ask, how can I help you? How can I support you? Provide clarity. Lace your clarity with inspiration, and lace your inspiration with empowerment. Leave the room for them. Leave the room. I tell CEOs, hire good people and leave them alone. If you can't afford mistakes, what you should do is not to hire anybody. Do the work yourself. Somebody was screaming at his house help. Let me go to ordinary house help. Forget about BSc holder in the office. Forget about employees and strategists working with you in the team. Just take somebody who is not even qualified to be around you at all. A house help who has not gone to school, who grew up in an amala joint, who they've been cursing since age 2. They wake her up with a curse. In Yoruba, I don't know if I should say. I mean, that's how they wake them up. Mad girl, you are still sleeping. That's how they wake them up in the morning. And she has been hearing that sound since age 2. Now she's 14. She's in somebody's house as house help. We should not be, but she's there. Now, you want her to arrange the house like you, to know the difference between white glass for white wine and glass for red wine, the difference between spoon for tea, spoon for cake, spoon for soup, spoon for all kinds of things, to arrange your throw pillows in a particular way. Do you know what it took you to be able to know all of that? Because you were not born like that. You went to the university, you saw cartoons, you read magazines, you traveled abroad, you had a master's degree, you've been exposed, you read novels, you saw movies, you read all kinds of things. You've been traveling since God knows when. You've built over 20 years of resource background for you to be who you are. Then you brought a 14-year-old girl who grew up in a canteen to come into your house and arrange the house like you, and you are raising your voice. You don't need auditory strength to communicate authority. If you tell someone you want to fire somebody, you can say, "You are fired! Get out of this room!" That is what I call double jeopardy. It's bad enough that you are losing the stuff. You are losing yourself in the process as well. If you say, "You are fired," you can even smile and say it. "You are fired." It's the same authority. Authority has gone forth. It doesn't need to believe you. When security comes, letter comes, you know that he's fired. You don't need to do drama. It's the same thing in church when people are praying. They can call in the name of Jesus 50 times. Like you want to kill a fly that is dead 500 times. Like one hit is not enough to kill the fly. You understand what I'm saying? And then you shout on the house help, you scream. And then what you are really saying is that you want that girl to think like you. If she can think like you, will she be a house help? Will she not be a madam somewhere else? So who is the fool? Is that not what you are paying for, though? So, that is house help. Now we are talking about somebody who has gone to school for 4 years, who is a graduate, who has probably a master's degree. The only thing, it is the height of disrespect and oppression to relate with him in any way outside of clarity, inspiration, and empowerment. Now, if you do that to my generation because of the fear of losing what is on the table, we will remind ourselves that he that pays the piper dictates the tune. We will suck it up and let you do your drama. Gen Z is not going to suck it up. They don't even have the thoroughness to think of the consequence. They will just resign and go. It's after they have died, they realize that, what have I done? But they have gone. And guess what? They will now respond to that going, and they will be fine. They will be fine. 50 years down the line, you see the guy has set up one startup somewhere. He's been funded from America. He's leading 6,000 people in a company. He's raising a unicorn, $1 billion company. And you are just wondering. And you'll be shocked that he didn't take another job. Your job and the experience with you was his final instruction that I don't need this environment.
Yeah.
So let's get that right and stay true and committed to that understanding.
Access exclusive content from Olakunle Soriyan's digital library. It's the full digital archive of Olakunle Soriyan. Over 25 years of his most potent teachings, decoded frameworks, faith-based teachings, and private sessions, all organized in one living archive. Inside Illuminate, you get audios, videos, devotionals, systems, frameworks, wisdom on faith, leadership, personal effectiveness, the future. Visit link to get started. Subscription starting from $10 per month.